Hi there. Well, I'm learning how to do this for the first time, and I'm on one of my walks today, and I figured that I would go ahead and make a video. Let's see, what is today? I think today is Saturday, no, it's actually Sunday, the 6th, maybe, of December. I'm not quite sure. And I figured that I'd get my recording video in. What is interesting to me, something I learned last weekend, was an interview that Emily did on her podcast, and she talked about a man who had been journaling since like 1974 or something like that. And he's been really consistent with journaling. And one of the things that I appreciated was the statement he made about journaling and how writing things down stops time. And I thought to myself, okay, that's pretty significant. I like this idea. I also like the idea of video. I think to some extent video stops time. That's for certain. Maybe it might even do a better job than, say, writing, but although I know that writing is very compact. Of course, video's compact if you don't have to store it anywhere. Anyway, I'm recognizing that I'm walking in a place that is kind of noisy. I don't know about, so just for future reference, I'm walking during the coronavirus time, and I see people eating outside. That's not going to be true for a little while longer. I know that the state of California has just sort of decided on going on a regional lockdown as it relates to ICU status in the region, and anything under 15% ICU availability means that everything gets locked down, and so that's definitely what's happening now. I think I'm going to try to walk around a place that is less loud so that I can talk. Okay, go ahead. Alright, I'm going to try not to get run over while I'm recording this video. Let's see, you know what, I'm just gonna move over here. I think this will be an easier way to do it. Anyway, so now you might be asking myself, how do I feel about it? I'm okay with the lockdowns. I'm thankful for it. I appreciate that sense of care. To me, I have a sense that the state is looking out for my interests and for the interests of my family and for the interests of everybody. And so I'm really thankful for this, what I'd call caretaking, say, by the state. I appreciate it, and so I don't have anything bad to say about it. And I know a lot of people are upset because it's affecting their livelihood, and I just happen to be one of the lucky ones that it's not affecting very much. I also have an ability to hunker down, I think, and to feel normal and natural about it, maybe more than other people do. I have an ability to change my behavior, and I can change it on a whim. And so I just don't seem to be having a lot of the stresses that a lot of other people are having. I'm glad about that, but I also recognize that I'm quite fortunate, and probably coming from some position of privilege, and so I'm definitely recognizing that. But so I guess that probably partly goes into why I'm not too concerned about the lockdown measures that are taking place in the county and in the state of California. Of course, at the same time, my heart goes out to all those people who are suffering hardship, and there are many. Certainly recognizing the fact that so many people have been injured from this virus or from the economic fallout from all the actions taken to curb the infections. I'm definitely looking forward to the vaccine being released. And I know that on the 10th of December, there are some There's a meeting that's scheduled between the vaccine manufacturers and the state of California, or maybe it's the FDA. I'm not sure which, where it's probably the FDA. And they're going to come up with either an approval, some kind of approval for the vaccine, and then probably end up distributing it sometime after that. Again, I'm really looking forward to that because I'm definitely interested in taking that vaccine, because I really just want to put this behind me. And I personally have no problems with taking vaccines. I have been taking vaccines for years and years now, and particularly the flu vaccine, which I take annually. But I also am up to date on all of my other vaccines, and I also have some extra vaccines that I've taken just because I want to prevent possible problems. For example, I've taken the pneumonia vaccine. I've gotten, I guess it's called the Pneumovax vaccine. And so I'm quite thankful that that exists, because when I was younger, I actually did get pneumonia, and I was on death's door. If you ask me, maybe I wasn't as bad as many others. I mean, I could still probably get up and walk around, but it took a lot of effort for that to happen. And I didn't recover. I mean, I didn't really retain my full health and vigor until maybe 6 months after that pneumonia virus had been taken out by, or bacteria had been taken out by the antibiotics, which my doctor gave me, and I was so thankful for that. If I recall, I took a Z-Pack, and anyway, it basically saved my life, if you ask me. So I have no problems with complying with medical orders and being an advocate for the medical system. Well, maybe not for the medical system, but definitely for medical science. The medical system here in the United States needs some work, and I think this coronavirus pandemic is sort of helping people see where we need to make some changes, and I'm so glad for that, because there are a lot of people who can't take advantage of the medical system because of people who are in poverty or have insecurities, financial or food insecurity, or other kind of systemic insecurity. So anyway, I think I'm not interested in talking about that anymore. But yeah, I'm sort of videoing this, taking this video during the time of the pandemic, and like I said, I'm definitely interested in it being over, and I'm thankful that probably within the next couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months, many of these issues will have passed. And let's see, what else is going on in my life? Oh, I've been working out at the gym. I have been able to locate a gym that offers its gym equipment outdoors, 100% outdoors, and so I'm so happy to go to the gym. I go to the gym 5 days a week right now, and I'm loving it. And in fact, I've been trying to lose some weight so that I can get a 6-pack abs. And so I'm working on that project. I've been able to lose actually quite a bit of weight lately, and I'm really glad for it. I've made some real progress in terms of control over my diet. And in fact, what's great is I'm beginning to learn how to lose weight without calorie counting specifically. I'm using a Weight Watchers technique, where I'm looking at the plate and guessing at how many calories I've eaten, and that's actually been working pretty well. I do pull out the scale every once in a while, but I'm finding that if I can, that I don't have to pull out the scale very often, and that I can make ballpark estimates, and those estimates are accurate. So anyway, I'm really happy with basically confidence that I'm getting at managing my own weight, and this confidence, I think, is going to really help me long term in all my relationships and just in my view of my body as a thing that I can manipulate and have some kind of control over, because for the longest time, particularly when I was overweight or obese, I didn't feel like I had any control over it at all. But I'm proving to myself that I have exceedingly good control of things like my weight, and I've been proving that to myself over the last 5 years or so, and I'm only becoming more and more confident in my ability to do that. So, what are a lot of the techniques that I use just involve memorizing how many calories are in a medium-sized fruit or medium-sized vegetable, and then I just add all those numbers up using my smartphone in an app like Google Keep or something like that. So it's not very sophisticated, and I'm not using paper and pencil, and only rarely using a scale. So one thing that is working for me is that I only keep my calories down to about 500 calories per meal on a weight loss regimen. So it's working really well. In fact, it's working. I know you might think that that's not very many calories, and I only do it for a very short amount of time, and it's only to keep for a short amount of time. And it doesn't. Turns out I don't have to do it for very long. Maybe just a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and I've reached my ideal body weight. So, so what I'm about to do recently is I'm quite interested in doing something called cutting and bulking as part of my weightlifting regimen. And like I said, I'm actually on the trail of attempting to get a body similar to Zac Efron, whose build is somewhat slim, like mine. And I think that I have the ability to pull something off, very much like what he's done. And he only had, a year or two to prepare for the role, but I've got 10, 15 years to make it happen. So I can do it in a way that won't cause any injury, and I can do it in a way that I can maintain over time. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited that the goal of the Zac Efron body and the low body fat and getting a six-pack abs, those goals are sufficiently motivating for me, so I can move forward in that direction. I'm really happy about that. A lot of people, health and fitness goals, they have a hard time coming up with them and applying them and being motivated by them, but thankfully, I'm not having that problem right now. So I'm just going to go with it. If it gives me the motivation to work out and actually control my diet, if these motivating ideas are good enough to get me to manage my diet and exercise, that's great. A lot of people do not have diet and exercise pinned down, and they'll go throughout their entire lives without diet and exercise pinned down. And I've pretty much got exercise pinned down. Like I said, I work out 5 days a week, and I work out weights, and I work out cardio. I swim, I run, I bicycle on a very regular basis. Like was it yesterday? I swam for 45 minutes. And, I also did the elliptical for about an hour. And actually, no, I did the stationary bike for about an hour, and I did the elliptical for a little bit more because I wanted to shoot 400 or 500 calorie burn for that workout session. Anyway, as you could tell, I have no problems doing this, and so I'm really grateful for. Oh, anyway, I just recognized that my time was out, so I'm going to say thank you and bye bye everyone. I hope everyone does well during this pandemic period, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.